you can create a digital clone of yourself and use that as a video feed into any softwares like meeting softwares, podcast softwares, streaming, and so on. Our current translation is a separate feature that they do translate and animate your real video feed, not the avatar feed. So it's actually easier for us to make the avatar do the translation rather than the real video feed. The barriers of language will be greatly reduced in 3 to 5 years. Lots of the video translations will happen, and lots of the real-time translations will happen. Maybe in the next generation, they don't need to learn so many languages anymore.
So, Jeff, can you start by introducing yourself? Give us some of your background, where you went to school, what you studied, what you were doing before this, and then tell us about Akool.
Sure. My name is Jeff, and my background is mainly around the engineering side. So I spent more than a decade working on the AI videos. So previously, I did my PhD in University of Illinois and Champaign with one of the big name professors over there, and I did a research role in Stanford working on video generation. And after that, I went to Apple, mainly working on the Face ID, working on how to generate understanding face and identities and so on. And I went to Google Cloud, working on video processing on the cloud, especially like understanding the videos, what's happening over there, and so on. And this is the first company that I started about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I have some other startup experience with some of the French company.
Yeah, and what is Akool's premise? What's the product? And then I'll ask you about the tech behind it.
Sure. So the company was founded 3 years ago, and what we work on is mainly AI videos, especially around humans in the videos. And for example, we do AI avatars, either for training education, which create videos, or for like live streaming and interacting for meetings and so on, as well as marketing and the influencers and lots of the stuff around avatars. And another thing is video translation. We do lots of the video translation stuff. You can give a YouTube link and you can translate the YouTube video into any other language.
Hi，我叫尤金，这是 Equal Live Camera 的演示。这是我们 Equal Live 套件中的最新产品，也是全球首批实时视频生成解决方案之一。Hola, mi nombre es Eugene y esta es una demostración de Equal Live Camera, el último producto de nuestra suite EcoLive, una de las primeras soluciones del mundo para la generación de video en tiempo real.
And lots of other things, including like face swap. We can change the face and appearance and the age of the person in the video. There are lots more. Our main customer base are more on business side.
I see.
Studios, agencies, marketing, tech companies, and so on.
Yeah. How many of these? I mean, you mentioned a suite of products there. How many have been launched to date?
Yeah. So we already launched many products. I think we have like close to 10 products on our website that's ready to use. Most of them are video creation side.
Yeah. And does that include, you were saying you can translate YouTube videos into other languages. Does that include lip syncing the videos?
Yes, that include lip sync the video as well. So, especially if the person like doing podcast with it kind of things, we can do lip sync, and we can also do more complex situations, include movings as well.
Yeah. Well, on the lip syncing, I'm curious because I had a company called LipDub on the podcast, and they do lip syncing of dubbed videos, or you can upload Chinese, for example, uh, audio, Chinese translated audio to a video in which I'm speaking English, but the length of the sentences differs. So you have to do some adjustments, maybe make this Chinese sentence longer or shorter in order to match the video, and then they do the lip sync. How do you handle that with your YouTube translation?
Yes. So that's a good question. We provide two options. The first option is keep the original video length. In that case, we will generate the sentence that's the same length when you speak it out in different languages. And another option is called dynamic video length. So we will change the video a little bit, either speed up a little bit or slow down a little bit. So you don't necessarily need to keep the length to be exactly same.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, I'll have to try that. But the product that we're talking about today is this live AI avatar. Can you describe what that product is?
Sure. So yeah, the products that we are launching is live suites, and it includes a series of products, and the main one is live AI avatar. And what it does is you can create a digital clone of yourself and use that as a video feed into any softwares like meeting softwares, podcast softwares, streaming, and so on. And we will have additional offerings in the whole suite as well, including real-time live video translations, real-time live face swap, and we also have an upcoming real-time live AI video generation.
Yeah. Now, on the live avatar, I understand training an avatar, but how do you have the avatar lip sync with the voice in streaming video, live streaming video? To me, that sounds impossible.
Yes, it's a very hard task to lip sync in real time into the meetings with the voice. And we did a lot of optimization to ensure both the quality and the speed for the avatars and the lip sync. So actually, we have a series of models that runs on different computation resources. On the high end, our models run on like H200 or H200 GPUs, and it goes to like A100 and A10s. And our most optimized model even runs on the laptop GPUs. So on the laptop side, we are working mainly with AMD. And for the live avatar side, we are running on various types of GPUs based on the situation and needs, and they've been working very well.
Yeah. So for people, because this is both an audio and video podcast, for people that are listening only, I'd encourage you to go to YouTube and watch the YouTube version of the podcast. Because Jeff, you've been what's on screen is an avatar. Can you switch to your live view, your real self, and then we can talk more about how that avatar is working in live streaming.
Sure.
There we go. So, can you just walk through the architecture? First of all, is this proprietary, the models that you're running in the background, or is it an architecture of API calls, or how is it happening in the background?
Yeah. So we developed the model ourselves, the whole stack from algorithm to the data collection, training, and the deployment, scalability. So all of them are self-developed, and we deploy the models on the cloud, and depend on different situations. Sometimes the model is with larger compute, such as H200, and sometimes it's a smaller compute. It really depends on the need. And how it works is on our desktop site, you install a small install package. You open it, and uh, it will connect your camera with our cloud servers, and your camera stream will be streamed to the cloud servers, and with all the compute on the cloud, and then stream back to the service that you are using, such as Google Meeting, Zoom, or the podcast software.
Yeah, and so the video streams to the cloud, and the cloud streams back the avatar matched to the voice. Is that right?
That's right. So the lip sync and avatar animation and everything happens on the cloud and stream back to the presenting software.
Yeah. And do you need other? I mean, you download this package, but do you need a special software on your? I mean, special hardware, a laptop with special hardware, or does this work on consumer laptops?
It's consumer laptop, so it and the software just do very minimum thing on your laptop. It only provide user interface for you to make action, and well as take your video stream from the camera and stream it to the cloud. So that's it. There's no compute happening on your laptop or Mac, and so it's a very minimum compute or software requirement.
And how do you deal with the latency? I noticed with the avatar, you were speaking a little more slowly, a little more deliberately. Is that because you need to allow for the latency streaming to the cloud and back?
Yeah. So for most of the live features, we optimize the latency a lot. So the thing that we noticed is that for the live interactions, usually latency below half a second cannot be perceived, and it below 2 seconds, then it's fine. And for the features we are working on, we control and optimize the latency to be 1 to 2 seconds. And in the best case, it can go down to as low as half a second, but most of the time it's 1 to 2 seconds latency. So that's very acceptable. And there are lots of things that we can do to optimize latency and get into more comfortable real-time experience.
And but when you're speaking using the avatar, do you speak more slowly, or is that an artifact of the system?
I think that maybe I speak a little bit slower, so there should be no artifact for the voice, because the voice is almost unmodified from the source. So the main thing that we modified in the avatar is the thing. So
Yeah.
in that case, I don't think the voice will be slowed or so on.
Yeah. Can you switch to another avatar, just so we can see how it looks again now that we understand a little bit more what we're looking at?
Sure, sure. Yeah, let me use another avatar to join.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely does not look like you. Okay, so this avatar, is it one that you trained? Is it an off-the-shelf avatar? What is it?
Yeah, it's off-the-shelf avatar that we provide on the website. So I think everyone can use it, yeah, it's off-the-shelf option.
Wow. And you said that you're eventually going to have live translation, audio translation, married or merged with the avatar. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. So our current translation is a separate feature that they do translate and animate your real video feed, not the avatar feed. So it's actually easier for us to make the avatar do the translation rather than the real video feed.
Oh,
We'll make it happen.
yeah. Well, it's easier because it's easier to sync the lips of the avatar than it would be a live video. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. So think the lips of an avatar is easier than think the lips of a live video, especially if there the random people show up in the video feed and we need to sync the lips perfectly. So that's definitely a harder task than you already have an avatar with you.
Yeah. And this, there's things are moving so quickly. Google just announced live audio translation, or I don't know if it's live translation, but where you can switch between languages while streaming, I believe. Is this a problem that's now been solved? Are you using any other models to do this, or can you talk about the tech behind the uh, streaming translation?
Sure. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. So the streaming translation is not a fully mature area, and just for the voice side only. So if you think about it, there are so many languages out there, and how much latency you get, it's a very challenging task, especially if you want to do real-time translation. So you need to balance between latency and accuracy. The more of a sentence your voice model hears before it translates, the more accurate the translation will be. So definitely, if more predictions and AIs are being used, then less latency and more accuracy. And for our case, for the translation part, we are integrating with Microsoft to do the translation. And also, there are some other players we are working with as well. And for the other piece, which is lip sync and the movements, that's also very challenging. And that's our core expertise for the live translation, which makes you able to feel like you are speaking in another language.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's remarkable because, again, as I say, I've been uh, translating content from English into Chinese, video into from English into Chinese. And the process I'm going through is I go to 11 Labs, I translate the audio into Chinese, for example, but I have to adjust the sentence lengths. And then I export those audio files, go into LipDub, train the LipDub on the video so that it can reproduce the lower part of the face and the lips, and then upload the audio and then render or generate the new video. And it's a fairly cumbersome process, but you're talking about doing that from a YouTube video. Do you just put the URL of the YouTube video into your system, or do you have to upload the video to your system directly and then train the system on the speakers? And I mean, how does all of that work? And why don't we switch back to your live view? Just, it's a little creepy talking this way.
Sure. Yeah, let's switch it back.
Great. But do you understand my question? How, I mean, it just amazes me the computation required. First of all, if it's a YouTube video, you need to train your model on the face in the video. Then you need to translate the audio, and then you need to regenerate the face so the lip syncs with the audio. Is that right?
So actually, we have a much simpler pipeline, and the actually works well. So our product is all for easier usage. So if you want to translate a YouTube video, you only need to copy the URL of the YouTube video and paste it to the box, and choose the language you want to translate to, and click translate, and all the magic happens in the backend. So we do everything, including downloading the YouTube video. And so we have a model that don't need to train per person. It's a generic model. Any person comes in, it immediately works. So no training is needed, actually. So we can do lip sync, and we clone the voice, and every magic happens behind the hood. And it's really fast as well. And if you want to have more fine tunes of the translation, you can click into the script, either before translation or after translation. Click into the scripts, and then make some edit, and we can generate another translation version that matches your updates or modification of the script. But for I think for most of the case, the translation is very good. So we did lots of the translation of YouTube video, and the translation is almost, I think it's almost identical to the default YouTube subtitle translation. So it's almost same. So that I think it's already pretty good translation quality, even without any modification.
Yeah. What fascinates me about this is it's not geography that separates people, it's language. And I spent a lot of my life in China. I'm assuming you're from China, and the ability to share content or view content across languages, that barrier is disappearing, and I think that's a tremendous benefit to humanity, because there's greater understanding of culture and greater understanding of attitudes and opinions. When you do this to YouTube videos, are you then uploading them to somewhere in China? Is there a site that is comparable? My videos, for example, I upload to Bilibili.
Yeah. For my case, it's more than. So my wife is from South Korea. So she speaks Korean, and her family will speak Korean. I don't understand Korean. And also we have family members from other places speak other languages as well. So it's very meaningful for me to translate the content and understand them. Like some of the videos my wife is watching, I have no idea what that is. But, but I can translate it and I can watch it. So I actually consume lots of the videos myself these days. So and I just see some good YouTube videos, maybe in another language, especially Korean or something. I just translate it and watch it myself. I didn't post it somewhere, so I just watch it myself. And we do have some of the videos um, trying to share in like in another language on the socials and so on. Effort is ongoing. And I think more on the company side, not on my personal side. So on my personal side, most of the video I translated and I just watch it myself.
Yeah. What is the most popular video platform in China today for this kind of content?
Yeah. So the comparison to YouTube, I think for the long format, it's Bilibili. It's very popular.
Yeah.
And for the short version, it's TikTok, right? So
Yeah.
TikTok is the most popular for short video.
Yeah.
And I actually watch YouTube much more. So I mainly just use YouTube. YouTube has everything.
Yeah. This tech, when did, because I think I told you when we spoke earlier, I did a podcast in maybe 2018 with a researcher at Baidu, and he was trying to do speech to text translation because there was such a big lag time in speech to text. You know, the problem that he was dealing with is Baidu has a lot of English speaking employees that don't speak Chinese, and their executives would at a conference would be speaking, and there would be translated text on the side or on the video, but the translated text was always 2 or 3 sentences behind the speaker. So if the speaker told a joke, the Chinese audience would laugh, and then the English speakers would have to wait watching the text to get the joke, and by then, the speaker had moved on. And the problem that this researcher was having is in the prediction. It was just taking too much time to predict the next word to close the latency gap, and particularly between a language like English and German. We spoke about that with the sentence structure being entirely different. When did that hurdle? When was that crossed? When there must have been? Is that purely because of the transformer algorithm? How did the technology get over that hurdle of the latency in the prediction?
Yes, that's actually a very good question. So it's actually always hard to battle with the latency in translation, especially all the languages are different, right? Like Korean is then the structure is very different, English, Chinese, and so on. Like maybe for some language, you need to listen to until the end before you know what the people actually mean. So it depends on the language, actually. So for some of the language, the latency can already be optimized very low. And also it's a battle between accuracy and the latency. And also if the people speaks short sentences more, and latency can be even lower. But the biggest improvement in this space is indeed the transformers and these large language models and so on. They are much better at predicting and the translations and translation accuracies and reduce latency. So, and for the more specific details, I think I'm not the expert here. We are actually using some of the third-party services for the live real-time translation, and especially how to convert the voice to language from one language to another. So we are integrating some third party. They definitely did a lot of optimizations to reduce the latency for the prediction and so on. They also provide us parameters to balance latency and accuracy, and there's something that we can play with.
Yeah. And so does the latency change depending on the language pair? I mean, for example, Chinese and English are very similar in sentence structure, but as you said, Korean and Chinese or German and Chinese, it's quite different.
Yeah, I think it depends on the language pair as well. So Chinese and English, the words order pretty similar. And I think for Korean, maybe German, the verb is usually at the end of the sentence. So it's a different structure. So a word pair is highly related to the like.
I see. So in English to German, the latency would be higher, and so the video, if I were doing a live video, there would be a lag.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, for some of the video, you need to listen more before it can translate more accurate. You can also force it to translate, but in that case, then the translation will be not accurate. But in general, we already optimized the latency to be pretty low. So, but definitely more and more optimization in place, and also the language paradigm.
So Akool is the name of the company or the name of the product?
So it's the name of the company.
Yeah. And how big is your team now?
Yeah, we have 70, 80 people around, and most of them are engineers.
I see. And who are your backers?
Yeah, so the company is mainly bootstrapped. We do have some investors, but I think mainly bootstrapped, and the business is I think it's in a place that we have pretty strong product market fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you concerned because, as I said, Google has come out with the ability to translate, switch between languages in live translation, which sounds similar to what you guys are doing. Are you concerned about building market share with the big guys looking at the same space?
So I think our product is not the same. Based on my understanding, what they did is they do voiceover on top of the original video for the translation. And we are not voiceover. We actually added the video check and also added the video in real time to do the translation. So our solution is actually better than just doing voiceover on top of that. And also, Google, usually many of these players, when they introduce a solution, they bring it into the Google suite, right? We have a much more generic solution that you can integrate into any software. So, and also, it's actually a good thing that when there is more players over there, it means this field do out of their needs and market, and well as we can get much more users easily.
Yeah. And how are you pricing this? Do you have a freemium model? Is it based on usage, and that you can use a certain amount for free and then you have to pay? I mean, how do you do that?
So the Akool Live is currently in beta. So for this beta version, it's provided for free, but with limited access. You need to
Yep.
apply to get access. And for the GA launch, it will be a subscription model, and you can free try it like for an hour or so. And then after that, you need to subscribe to the plans, and then you can use it, for example, 30 hours a month or something for the either translation or avatars or more advanced features.
Yeah. And so that's for the entire suite of products, or can you, for example, I'm very interested in the YouTube translation product. I have less need for the live avatar product. Do you break them out, or is it bundled in a single subscription?
So all of them are bundled in a single subscription that we have. So we actually have suites of tools and offerings, and all of them are being bundled. So which is a big advantage that we have on the market.
Yeah. Who are the customers so far?
Yeah. So we are a platform that targets more professional use and business use from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So in the early days, we have lots of the users in the marketing phase. We have many marketing agencies, and we have lots of the brand and marketing departments on the platform. And then we go more on to the studio and the creators and the influencers. And then we have lots of technology companies on the platform and using it. So I can give some examples. Our first large clients is Coca-Cola, and they use us to run marketing campaigns and so on. And now we work very closely with tech companies like AWS, AMD, helps them to provide solutions and so on. So it definitely we are across different verticals. Yeah.
Do you think eventually your technology will be embedded in in teleconferencing software so that the end user doesn't have to subscribe, that it'll be an option in whatever teleconferencing software you use, that you can, you know, choose an avatar and a language, and that it takes place on the side of the teleconferencing software?
Yes, that's actually a very good question. So what we believe is first we need to reduce the compute cost for lots of the things that we do. It's one of the efforts we've been working on. So if we can make most of the compute happen locally on the laptop, then I think lots of the software, they will be able to provide that as a free feature on the software. If still a lot of compute are needed, I think it will more likely to be a paid feature. And based on our understanding, most of the providers on this market, they are more focused on the voice piece. We didn't see too much players are working on the video feed or the imaging, more on the voice side. So maybe voice will become default option in the near future, like probably like 2 or 3 years or something. On the video side, we didn't see things happen yet. So we are still like the leaders and the early players in this market.
How long does it take to train an avatar, a personal avatar for use on your platform?
Yeah, so we provide 3 types of avatar on our platform. So the first type is called instant avatar. For that one, no training. Upload a video, instantly works. And for the second one, it's called studio avatar. Upload a video, we will train on your video. And that takes about 12 hours. But everything happens automatically on the back end. And the third one is called ultra avatar. So with that avatar, you can control all the body motion and hand movement, all the give you much more control rather than just the face and so on. You can control the body movement as well. With that one, it takes longer. So our support team need to get involved to help you to create that. That might take like up to 3 days.
Yeah. And what's your vision for the future? I mean, you know, Transformers have only been around since 2017, so not even 10 years. GPT-3 and onward have only been around for a few years, and you guys have only been doing this, 3 years? When you look out 5 years, do you think the barrier between languages will really disappear? I mean, what do you envision?
Yeah, that's a goal we are working on, right? So definitely, we want to remove the barrier of the language, and so on. It's also very helpful for me personally. So we're definitely working toward, and then we do believe that the barriers of language will be greatly reduced in the next 3 to 5 years. Lots of the video translations will happen, and lots of the real-time translations will happen. So maybe in the next generation, they don't need to learn so many language anymore.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And this Baidu researcher that I talked to 7 years ago, he was imagining, an earpiece, maybe connected by Bluetooth to your phone, where you could have a conversation, and it would be translating the other person's speech live in your ear with a low enough latency that you could have a natural conversation. What's your thought on that?
I think on the hardware side, that should be mature already. I think I already see some prototypes or some kind of that kind of products. Currently, the main thing is still on the AI side, how to ensure the translation accuracy. And if you do voice clone, like how to do that really well, and how to make it sound natural, and how to make it to contain the emotion in the translation and reduce the latency. So all of these are software related and AI related. On the hardware side, I think that's definitely very doable for now. So
Yeah. And on emotion, for example, what are you guys working on right now to what's your roadmap? Is emotion one of them?
So emotion is a small piece in the current version, but we are working on improving the emotion in the translation and so on. So the emotion is mainly use some of transfers from the original audio track to the new audio track with the emotions. But that's definitely a big piece that we've been working on. And our first voice emotions on the avatars. And the next move will be try to make the video translation to copy emotion as well.
Olá, meu nome é Eugene e esta é uma demonstração da Akool Live Camera, o mais recente produto em nosso Akool Live Suite, uma das primeiras soluções do mundo para geração de vídeo em tempo real. Isso inclui troca de rosto ao vivo, avatares ao vivo и tradução de vídeo em tempo real. Привет, меня зовут Евгений, и это демонстрация Akool Live Camera, последнего продукта в нашем Akool Live Suite. одного из первых в мире решений для генерации видео в реальном времени. Это включает замену лица в реальном времени, живые аватары и перевод видео в реальном времени.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's all amazing. And I'm going to definitely try it if you can get me into the Akool studio. Was it that you need an invitation? Which were you saying?
Yeah. So for live, especially the live camera, currently need the invitation to get access to, and lots of the updates and things are coming. So it's very exciting moment.